Stop discounting your commission.
Stop it. Get some help.
What are you doing? Why do you guys keep doing this? This is a question that I ask all the time when I see agents reducing their commission.
Get some help.
All right, I'll soften up on you for just a second, because this is a big problem in our industry, and I don't think that it's addressed as often as it should be.
Some help.
Now, if you've discounted your commission before, don't feel bad. I've done it before as well, and I know why you're doing it. And once I figured out what I was doing and why I was doing it and how to prevent it in the future, my whole business opened up to me. It was super cool. Now, if you're a new agent and you haven't experienced this dreaded question yet, just know that eventually you will experience getting this question. So today, I'm going to arm you with the most effective and straight up smooth strategy and approach to handling this common objection so you know what to do when it comes. And when it does, you'll have the skills and confidence to know what to say and when to say it so that, again, you don't have to discount your commission because you are worth every penny and more. I'm also going to give you the exact scripts and dialogue, the whole thing that you can download for free, so stick around. Hey, what's up guys? I'm the Moderate Agent, Jeff Ruby, and welcome to another video. If you're new, I'm a top realtor and real estate coach. I help real estate agents launch, build, and scale profitable businesses. Okay, so this is a tough one. And like I mentioned before, something that we've all experienced or we're going to experience being a real estate agent. So you might as well be prepared because it's going to happen. Hopefully it's going to happen because that means that you're going out on a lot of appointments. Because the more appointments you go on, the higher likelihood that this is going to happen and happen multiple times. So check this out. When you get asked the question to reduce your commission, it's because you haven't provided enough perceived value for the client to even understand what your value proposition is. And you haven't established this value proposition. And not only that, but you haven't established why you're the best agent for the job, and that not only are you worth every penny, but you're actually worth more than that. I know on occasions I've taken 7% listings, and I know other agents in the industry have as well. And that's because of the things that I'm going to share with you right now. So before I dive into the skills part here and show you exactly what you need to do to overcome this brick wall statement, I want to explain to you briefly what value is, because unless you understand how value works and the value formula, you're going to have a hard time really being able to express your true value proposition to potential clients and out to the marketplace. And what's really cool here is what I'm about to show you is absolutely going to separate yourself from your competition, from the other agents out there, because I guarantee you that 90% or more of the agents out there, they don't know this stuff. And if you don't know this stuff, then of course you're not able to implement it and you're not able to separate yourself from the pack. And that's really what you want to do when it comes down to value. The first thing you need to understand here is that the value you provide to the marketplace is not what you know, it's how you communicate what you know. You could be the smartest agent on the planet where you know all the contracts, all the rules and regulations, laws, etc. But if you've never sold a house in your life, then what type of value are you providing to somebody who needs to sell their house? Not very much, right? I mean, think about it. If you haven't done it before, what kind of value, what kind of experience are you bringing to the table? None. I don't care how much you know. I care about what you do with what you know. I have this conversation with agents and even with my kids and in my family because it really doesn't matter how much we know and what we know. It matters what we do with what we know. And if we're not able to communicate what we're going to do with the knowledge that we have, kind of out there floating in the wind. Your job and my job as a real estate agent is to sell our perceived value to the marketplace and to our prospective buyers and sellers. Without that, we're just like every other agent out there. And let me tell you as a side note, things like Facebook ads, professional photos, open houses, staging, all of those things are not actual value. Those things are what we call tactics. And I'm going to get into specifically what tactics are and share a few with you in just a second. What I want you to remember here is that These tactics are what actually support your value proposition. This is super, super important to understand. Once you get it, you immediately separate yourself from the average agent. So how do you communicate value? Well, value is determined by two things. The first one is certainty, and the second one is risk. Let me explain. We create the perception of value by increasing certainty and decreasing risk. The closer these two things are together, the less perception of value that the seller is going to experience. The further apart they are, the more perceived value there is there for the seller. The bigger the gap, the bigger the value perception for the seller. Ladies and gentlemen, this is the value formula for selling the perception of value. And once you truly get this and you understand this formula, you'll always be able to provide value in just about any situation, any conversation that you come into with, not just in your business, but also in your life. So this is such a huge skill to understand. If this makes sense to you, or a light bulb just went off, let me know in the comment section down below. And if you know that there's somebody else that wants to hear this or that needs to hear this, go ahead and share this video with them. I would really appreciate it. And if it can help you, you know it's going to help somebody else. But wait, I'm not done. Now that you understand the value formula, let's go over how you use it to overcome, in this case, a specific brick wall statement, which is, how do you charge 6% to a seller when there are other agents in the marketplace who are doing it for less? So the goal here is to show the seller that if an agent is willing to lower their commission, that this is a huge red flag. You want an alarm to be going off in their head that, wow, there is something really wrong with doing this. See, right now, sellers think that an agent who will discount their commission is actually going to net them more money. It's going to save them more money, and therefore it's going to get them more money from their net proceeds. And I'm here to tell you that that is simply not the case. What we need to do is change their view, change their perception that working with an agent who's willing to discount their commission is a bad idea. The first step in this process is called the hook. And what this is a strong statement followed by a question. For example, let's say the seller has asked me to reduce my commission. I would say something like, so let me ask you this, seller. There are hundreds of agents who would come into your home and discount their commission if they knew that you would sign the listing contract with them, right? Can I share with you why this should be a red flag? See, this part right there is the hook. When you ask that question, now you have their interest. You raise up red flag and alerts or alarms are going off. And now they're thinking, okay, I got to know a little bit more about this. You've aroused the curiosity, which is the first step in using the hook. The second step is altering their beliefs. This is where you'll walk them through a step-by-step of specifically designed questions to allow them to self-discover, and this is very important, allow them to self-discover why working with a discount agent is a bad idea and something that they should stay away from entirely. This is super important that they discover why this is a bad idea, as opposed to you telling them that that's a bad idea. Telling a seller that working with a discount broker doesn't work and it's a bad idea and trying to convince them, it's not very convincing when you're telling them. It's not very compelling, and it puts you in a position against the seller as opposed to being with the seller. You see, you want to be sitting on the same side of the table as the seller as opposed to across from them. It also makes you look bad, talking smack about other agents. Nobody appreciates when somebody's talking bad about somebody else, right? We don't like it in our regular lives, and we shouldn't like it in our businesses as well. It just doesn't go well. So don't do that. So moving along here, remember when I mentioned earlier the difference between tactics and value? Now we're going to move on into getting into these tactics and tie it into value. So when an agent thinks that they're delivering value to a seller and the seller doesn't really care, they ask for a commission reduction, that agent is actually talking about tactics and strategies. They're not actually talking about value. See, again, the things like the professional photos, the Facebook posts, the home warranties, all of those things are what are called commodities. And when you're commoditizing yourself, you as an agent, you basically become irrelevant. You become just like every other agent out there because every agent's doing the same thing when it comes to that. And if they're not, they should be. And if you're not, you should be doing those things as well. But remember, that is not the value. Those are the tactics and strategies that you're using to show and explain the perceived value in what you're putting out there to the marketplace and potential buyers and sellers. And you don't want to be in the commodity business. I can tell you that now, being like every other agent out there is not where you want to be. The average agent sells anywhere from 3 to 4 houses at most per year, and I know you're better than that because you're here watching this video, you're here getting knowledge, you're here getting things that are going to help you sell more houses and make more money and become a better professional real estate agent. We are instead selling perceptions of value. So I want you to honestly ask yourself, how much value are you bringing to the marketplace? How much value are you bringing to potential buyers and sellers? Or are you sharing the same tactics and strategies that every other agent out there is using? How are you separating yourselves from the rest? Thanks for watching, guys, and if you would like a copy of the complete script with all of the questions, step by step, and the process to be able to show a seller that you are worth every bit of the 6% or 7% or whatever it is that you charge as a full commission, there's a link down below. All you have to do is click it. You can download the script, start practicing, start using it right away, and go for it because, guys, this is the stuff that will separate you from all of the rest agents out there. I hope you found value in this video. Thank you so much again for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And until next time, see ya!